Cities in Colorado can't get tough on crime if they want to, at least not on certain misdemeanors. Colorado's highest court says cities must abide by a state law that says cities can have harsher punishments for the same crimes as the state. Our Marshall Zellinger explains Denver's dilemma on how to handle everything from bar fights to prostitution.
I cannot, in good faith, allow us to leave those offenses at 300 days.
What was supposed to be a vote on new punishments for low-level crimes led to even more debate on new punishments for low-level crimes.
We're not under any shot clock to get this done.
Is there a middle ground here that we could do something differently?
Denver City Council is in the process of reducing punishments for misdemeanor and petty offenses because of a state Supreme Court decision that said city punishment cannot be worse than the change the state made in 2021.
We're not adding any new crimes or elements, and we're not taking any crimes away.
Councilwoman Serena Gonzalez Gutierrez was a state representative 5 years ago and co-sponsored the bill to reduce misdemeanor penalties at the state level. She's now one of the sponsors of the ordinance to change the limits on city punishment, which includes penalties for businesses with license violations like slummy residential rental landlords. The current maximum penalty for a violation is $999 and 300 days in jail. The current proposal has those dropped to $300 and 10 days in jail.
I think we'll see decreased compliance of obtaining the license. I think we could see decreased compliance by licensed businesses, including things like residential rentals.
We think the maximum jail time is a deterrent. The fine isn't an issue. They can pay $999 a day. That's just a cost of doing business in the city. It is the penalty of possible time in jail.
Other crimes that would be required to drop to a maximum of 10 days and a $300 fine include shoplifting less than $300, trespass, and prostitution. Council would have discretion with city-only crimes that have no state crime comparison, like getting caught with a dog off-leash or smoking on the 16th Street Mall. Those are crimes, and the proposal is a maximum of 10 days and a $300 fine.
They should be 10, maybe they should even be less than 10, but there is no argument in a rational sentencing scheme for treating those things more.
Some crimes won't have the punishment changed, including assault with serious bodily harm and bias-motivated crimes. Those stay put. It's about a 1 year in jail, a $999 fine. The problem is that state law has classes of crime. The city of Denver does not have that yet, and it's a process now of picking and choosing crimes to fit under new classes to know what crimes should have what punishment.
So right, that simplifies things because at the state level, they're like, this bucket of crimes gets you this bucket of crimes gets you this, but is Denver really going through like crime by crime by crime?
For assault purposes, yes, and for domestic violence cases, you have to dictate, almost specify, that's going to be a new class 1 city crime where class 1 didn't, I guess class 1 existed. Anyways, they're trying to create like 4 classes of crimes to fit the different classes that the state has because you don't want something to fall through the cracks where it's a domestic violence case and suddenly you look at the code and it's like, well, this one really only comes with 10 days in jail instead of 364 or 300. Like, you have to make sure you're being specific.
Because that's the next thing that Marshall Zellinger's knocking at your door to ask. Like, why'd you do that with that? All right, Marshall, thank you.